What's going on YouTube? ErCellutions here with another iPhone repair video. We're going to be working on the iPhone 7. Keep in mind, if you have an iPhone 7 Plus, this is the same repair. It'll work just as good. So we're going to start here by breaking this brand new iPhone 7. If you have any vertical lines or ink spots, any touchscreen issues, this isn't going to work for you. This is only for a shattered glass that's still working perfect. And I'm going to teach you guys the tear down and the whole replacement of the bezel frame that's held onto the glass, and kind of just replacing everything. So what I'm doing here now is heating up the phone. You want to kind of heat it up till it's too hot to touch, and then you want to get in there with a pry tool and just kind of get around the edges. That's just double-sided tape holding it down. If you get to this part, don't be scared to break anything. There's some ribbon cables where my hand is right there, but you'd have to push that tool in like a gorilla to break it. So once you kind of get that tape unadhered from the frame, you're going to open it like a book, or the way the iPads would open from one side to the other, and then just go ahead and take the screws off. These are not regular screws that were in the other Apple devices. These are white tip screws, so you need a white tip screwdriver. That's also included in the kit. So we'll just go here and start taking off all these screws. Right underneath here, there's going to be some flex cables. You want to be pretty careful here. Don't go pulling anything off. Use any pry tool just to kind of shimmy them off there, and then we'll just pull the screen off and we'll start with the glass repair. These screws up here are regular screwdrivers, regular Phillips screwdrivers. So just take them off. The way I set up my screws is I kind of place them the way that they were put on. So when I put everything back together and I see a hole missing, I say, hey, alright, this is the screw that needs to go here. Then again, I've been doing this for a while, so it's a little bit easier for me. So we'll just start by pulling off this LCD, and we're going to take off a couple of components here. So we're going to start with the home button here. There's also the back plate that we're going to have to remove, the front-facing camera, sensors, speakers. Those last ones are all together, but you're just going to want to organize all of this off, because once we fix that glass, we're just going to reuse all these components. There's not a lot of heat that needs to be used to take off the home button and the front-facing camera and speakers. Just a little bit of heat. Again, just, you know, whenever you're heating up the glass, it's going to be too hot to touch, but for these components, it's just enough. Remember that there's adhesive on there, so you just kind of want to liquefy it so it kind of just comes right off. So if I was able to help you out up until now, please go ahead and click that subscribe button right below and give me a thumbs up. It does motivate me to make some more of these videos for you guys. I know how frustrating it can be to have a cracked phone, which is how I started. I cracked my iPhone and it was way too expensive to take it anymore, and I figured out, you know, how I was going to fix it by myself. So yeah, this is just a tutorial video to help you guys out. I don't want to be liable for anything you guys break, but you know, I've fixed plenty of iPhones. I've broken a couple of them too, but you know, through trial and error. It shouldn't be too difficult for you guys to do this as long as you follow this tutorial video. And I'm gonna be doing something new where since I do these mobile repairs, I don't always get to hold on to customers' phones. So if you guys subscribe right below, I am gonna have some guinea pigs in the description, along with where you could get this kit that comes with the bezel frame and all of that. But so if you guys see any device on there that you have and that it's broken, I will be fixing it for free. I'll be paying for shipping. You can ship it out the way we do the mail-in repairs. Don't expect your phone back in 2 or 3 days, please. It's going to take me a little bit to edit it, and you'll just get a free repair. And the links for the kit here, you can purchase it off Amazon Prime. They should be on eBay and of course on our website too. So whatever you guys feel more comfortable with. We do ship a bunch of these kits out a day, and we ship them out same day that we receive payment. So just expect them in a couple of days. Alright, let's get to the fun stuff. So now that we got all that stuff removed, we're left here with just the bezel frame and the glass. Clearly the LCD. The LCD is the touchscreen that's behind the glass, which is what we do not want to ruin. We're trying to separate just the glass. So it is impossible to reuse the bezel frame. I get a lot of emails sometimes saying, hey, do I have to buy the bezel frame? Yes, you do. It does not come off. It's held on there with cold pressed glue. It's nearly impossible to reuse. So just heat it up here so that you can liquefy all that glue and just rip it off. Be careful not to cause pressure to the LCD by bending or twisting the screen. That's why, if you guys notice, I always try to keep it flat on that mouse pad. Just pull off with the metal brackets that are there. So I use this technique where I put tape on the glass. I mean, some phones are going to be 1,000 times more shattered than this, but you want to use the glass so that when you get the metal wire through there, it just doesn't start popping off. You don't drag any glass underneath or on top of the LCD and cause it to scratch. So when we heat it up again, it's going to be till it's too hot to touch, and we just want to get this wire straight through the top. Word of advice here: as soon as you start getting the wire through, don't rough it through. Continue to heat the screen up. I would say this whole process should take you 5-10 minutes. There's some people that like to use playing cards. I'm not opposed to doing it. They're just a little thick, so you just have to be careful. Try to use them in the beginning and then kind of get something thin like this metal wire to get through the glass. Once we get the glass off, you're going to notice I'm not going to just pull it up. You're going to kind of just want to twist it again. You don't want to cause any strain or twist or bend the LCD. It's as fragile as a potato chip, so you don't want to cause any damage. You want to avoid the vertical lines and the ink spots and all of that. So we'll just take this glass off real nice, and then we'll get to cleaning the LCD. So anything above 90% is perfect. Avoid anything under that. It's going to be impossible to do it. I've tried it myself. Just use the razor blades that come in the kit and some paper towels just to take off the residue and all the extra glue. It doesn't need to be 100% clean. It doesn't need to look like a mirror. You just want to make sure there's no glue or lint or any leftover anything on there. Once we put the Loca Glue on there, it'll cover up whatever scratches, so don't worry too much about that. So we're gonna go ahead and put this Loca Glue. Try to follow the same stickman that I have here. You're not gonna have to be too worried as far as the liquid seeping into the backlight. It used to be an issue. It still is. It's just not as big of a deal. They put the backlight on there pretty good, so as long as you get this dried quickly, you should be fine. I did this sped up. You're gonna want to do this as slow as possible. Do it from bottom to top. If you do it fast, what will happen is that bubbles will start coming up all around where the glue was supposed to set in. And just line it up here with your fingers, and as soon as you see that glue overtakes the edges of the screen, you start to dry it with the UV light. It will not dry or set by itself. It needs to be dried with this UV light. Hit the corners first and then work your way all across. I have a UV lamp. I set it in there for like 5 minutes, but you're gonna want to do this for a bit until it's nice and dry. What a predicament you've got yourself in if you're watching this video. I know how you feel. It I guess in one word, it would suck. So just make sure everyone's leaving you alone. You don't have your kids in your room, and just try to concentrate on the repair. I promise you, it's not the most difficult thing in the world to do. As long as you follow the video, you should be fine. So once we get this glass nice and dry, we're gonna get the bezel frame ready. It has pre-installed heat glue on there, so that hot glue, you're gonna want to activate it by warming it up. Make sure the glass is clean. There's no leftover glue on there, because if not, it won't adhere correctly. And just put it on there, and we'll just get ready to connect all these flex cables and make sure that everything's working perfect. this is the moment of truth. You know, you're gonna see if you have any vertical lines or if you fixed everything perfect and save yourself some money. Go ahead and make sure that the screen is working. Sometimes there's some dead spots. It could be that you didn't connect the flex cables the correct way. Just go ahead and touch everything on the screen. If I was able to help you guys out, like I mentioned before, we have the link for all the tools here in the description below. You can purchase them on Amazon, eBay, or website. They should be on Amazon Prime. And keep in mind the guinea pigs we have. So if you guys want to send me anything, feel free. I'm going to be picking some people. And thanks again. Subscribe and like.